Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. And so this is a Cancer bonus, and I thank you for letting me read for you on this bonus reading. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And so let's see what your tea leaves have to say tonight. Our card is the Hermit. And this is from the Del Toro tarot deck. And just got this. It's really pretty. I saw somebody else reading with it. And I forget who. It was like on Facebook. But I thought they were pretty neat. So we're going to try them out. So we do have the Hermit. We have that Hermit energy to add to the reading. Which, you know what, it always makes sense to me. And we when there's the Hermit energy with a Cancer, even if you're not socially kind of isolated, or even if you really don't like to be by yourself that much, there is that great ability that Cancers have to really just go into your own world, go into whatever it is that you are researching, studying, creating, exploring, your work, your passions, your hobbies, whatever it is. You can get so immersed in the things that you are doing. It's like the Hermit going off on a journey into your own thing. And I see we have the happy little face right here. Okay, so not a sad time at all. I think that this is actually quite a relief. You are kind of taking some space for yourself. We have a large 3, okay, and so that seems quite meaningful. We also have an owl sitting right here. We have a ram kind of rearing up right here. We have some lunar symbols and a T, actually. There's a T right here. So we have a T. We also have the 3. And let's look at this owl. So the owl, as we know, wisdom, the observer, the witness. Very in line with that Hermit energy as well. Very in line with that Cancer energy. I really feel that in this place of, if it's a perceived seclusion, if it is an actual seclusion, I really think that you are kind of just making a little distance between yourself and whatever circumstances or situation that has currently been going on. I almost feel like it's like you have to get away to be able to kind of ponder, consider, contemplate whatever you are in. If it's a relationship, if it is your job, if it is a family situation, your future, I don't know exactly, but I do feel like this is kind of what you do. You kind of take your leave and you go and you think about these things. So I kind of really feel like there is a bit of a reorganization starting to happen. Tinkering with how things are right now. I feel like it's not working for you at the moment. Okay. And it's not to the point where it's any big problem, but there are kind of the beginnings of the stirrings, right? And you know those all too well. When things are about to start to get a little unbearable for you. And so we have that ram kind of with the horn kind of fully up in this kind of almost battle position. And I think before we get too far into that energy, very protective of whatever it is that is important to you and protective of self, you can get quite hard-headed. Before that happens, I think that you really have done so much self-work, you are self-aware, that you will step away so you can consider before letting this reaction, this coping mechanism, this kind of sense of security kind of, rear up, okay? But that doesn't mean that you're going to allow anyone to push you around or a job to take advantage of you or for you to kind of piddle away your time or resources. You're going to have to do what you have to do. So I think that, in this time away, there will be some clarity to how to go forward. The moon is big here. It's a crescent. It's not big, but it's the crescent moon. It's all over the place, in this reading. And we know the moon is right in line with you, Cancer. So I think in this kind of night side, this kind of surreal place that you go sometimes. I think that this is kind of almost your retreat into the fantastical, your imagination, your magical places. You go into the laboratory, right? You go walking in those dark woods. You start communing with the divine, with those elementals, those other intelligences. I can see you really kind of retreating into that place. And that work is important, and I feel like for you, that is more home than anywhere else, kind of in that night garden. And I think that when you go there and you spend some time doing that work, left-handed or otherwise, I think that you really do draw upon this kind of sacred and primordial source. This is the thing that fuels you in a lot of ways. The thing I think is a lot of people kind of perceive, I assume, I don't know, from the stereotypes of Cancers, that you all are kind of emotional, you fall apart a little bit, but you're also kind of, I don't know, there's almost like a repressed, like a sense of being a little bit repressed in your ability to communicate or express, some part of yourself. And then, maybe is perceived as being that you don't really have that, I don't know, deep of a creative side or interior, or, you're just very kind of in your emotions all the time. There's nothing beyond that, but you don't really share those. It's just like, something kind of the emotional waters kind of coming out of the seams at times. We see little bits of, oh, you're really frustrated, or oh, you're really mad, or you're upset and you just withdraw yourself. We don't ever really get to see how you feel, right? Well, I think that this is, This is a really narrow and limited view of Cancer, of course. You know, it's a generalization and in my experience, probably fairly inaccurate. But I do think that, you know, if somebody can meet you in this nightscape, if they can meet you in the play of creativity, if you have some kind of creative partner, you know, a spouse or a beloved that kind of knows your secret language, or at least there's some amount of like parallel play, you know, that kind of crosses over at times, then you are golden. There really is kind of this ability to interact on this deeper level. And if somebody gets into that place with you, they know you forever, right? You are twins in some way. This is not, don't get me wrong. I heard it when I said it. It's not twin flames. I'm not talking about that. Okay. That is not, we don't talk about that here, but somebody who is kindred to you. They're their own person though, right? Two different people. And so anyways, there is a tie to whoever you can meet on this deeper level, eternal. Okay. And I think that this is something that you have or you yearn for. Will you say it? I don't know. Probably not. You know, or if you have, it's been, you know, you're not the type to be out there kind of looking. It must align in such a way where it finds you, or you meet it kind of out in the wilds. And, you know, and I think that I don't like to read for like, oh, you're going to meet your soulmate or whatever. But I do think that there's somebody quite special around. There's an essence of it. We have a boat as well. There are energies that are moving, blockages that are moving. I see two people and a child. There's a sense of family here. Does that mean that it's a physical, like, you know, a family of whatever configuration? Maybe, maybe not. But this is a wholeness. And this can be about self. This can be about coming into a place of really processing some old hurt, some old traumas. This could be about, starting a family. I don't know. Or finding family in your own vision, right? Whatever that looks like. So, you know, there is a sense of belonging ultimately. And, you know, I think Cancer, you all are really good at creating that for yourself. You find meaning in things, not because it's overt. You create the meaning. And this is part of why I just, Cancer to me is always speaks so, it's like, it's part Hierophant, so much magician though. So much magician. And just a creator world. So much more fun to be the one making the thing, right? Than stepping into somebody else's. Okay, and this is, I think, the idea I'm trying to get across is that, you know, when you connect with somebody, it has to be with somebody who can come into your world, or their world somehow flows into yours. They also are equally a creator, and there's just a symbiotic relationship between your interiors. And oh my goodness, is that rare? You know, that's a rarity, but that is something when it happens, you know, and I think you know what I'm talking about. I feel like you fully know. Now, we do have some flowers here, a lot of blooming, a lot of, you know, a lot of, I feel like ideas coming to fruition and, you know, really taking those concepts and making something with them, not just letting them kind of fall away. Now we also have an angel up here, okay? And so I feel like we have somebody coming through, somebody who is looking over you. I feel like it's a mother. If your mother has passed, or somebody who is like a mother figure, and just there with you. I almost feel like when they were getting older, or before they passed, if they had been ill, they were really worried about how you were going to go forward. Worried about maybe what life would be like for yourself. Though you are self-sufficient, this relationship was really important for you. It was something that they perceived that, you know, maybe it was like they couldn't transition because they were worried that you weren't going to be okay, but you were going to be okay. And they're still with you, but not in a way like where they're stuck and they can't, you know, go on. But they're in there with everything that you do, and you carry their spirit with you, in your heart, in the, you know, in the way that you honor your life, you honor them. And I think that this is a really important thing for you to stop and look at sometimes, to remind yourself, you know, how much this is kind of, you know, a kind of like a pillar in your existence. It's one of the big things. And I think at times you know, you almost take pride in how alone you can be, and almost to your detriment, you know, how able you are to just kind of push through, you know, without really, you know, like falling apart. But I think at times, you know, you have to really look at this stuff. You have to be with, and I'm not saying go, you know, have a spiral into grief or anything, but allow yourself to feel this and to feel them, because my goodness, you know, it's so strong and evident that they are there, and watching out for you. So proud of you, you know. Yeah, I think that, I don't know. It's like, it feels it's like emotional, but like pushing against the emotion. Like, I don't want to, I feel like it's like I don't have time to cry or get teary about this right now, you know, that kind of thing. Or it's like, later on I'll make some time for that. But we have a wand here. We have an Ace of Wands. So we have a lot of that fiery energy. And we have, it looks like, a person sitting up against a tree. Okay, right here. And you can see there's a person sitting, and it looks like a little tree or like some kind of post or something. And I feel like there's a place of rest and contemplation, really like kind of reminiscing. We have that fiery wand. And I think, really, as much as you feel like, I don't want to look at this, I don't want to think about this, it's like, I don't have time to deal with this thing. I'll put it away and I'll keep it in my pocket. And when I do have time, and I have the want, then I will go over it. But I feel like when you do allow yourself to be in this, there is that Ace of Wands energy. It is a blaze. It's a clearing out of this kind of like cruddy, just kind of filled up, corrosion. Okay. The blockage, and it is released, and it just comes pouring out. And we have a fish right here. And I feel like through this movement of energy, it will be something that, just adds to your ability to, ironically, do the work that you're like, I don't have time to look at this, so I can do this other work. I have these things that I want to get done. Well, they're not done half as well as if you take the time to do some of this processing and blockage removal and being in this place of emotionality, because when that becomes so corroded, it's hard. It's hard to draw upon any kind of deeper inspiration, language of spirit, and all of the other things. There's just something so much more pure, authentic, vulnerable about somebody who has gone through a difficult emotional cleansing experience, immersion, and hopefully safely. If you like therapy, counseling, some kind of support, checking in with people, not like drowning in it, but letting it go through, not dispelling it, but letting it run its course, right? And on the other side of it, a lot of abundance, okay? Prosperity. Okay, let's see. Oh, shoot. That is so loud. I'm so sorry. I just keep dropping things. I think the new moon must be coming, like, it has to be the next couple days. I just get so, with my cycles, I just get so clumsy around that time. Okay, so we have the Cincy Child affirmation cards, and I'm just gonna go until it feels right. We're gonna turn it over and read it together, and it says, I am grateful for the life I live. Yes. That gratitude, that's that thing. This is like one of the secret keys to life, truly, is finding a way to gratitude. And I know it's not, when you're in the worst of it, when somebody says something like that to you, it's like, get out of here. Like I'm in recovery for substance abuse, and I've worked the steps. I went to rehab years ago, over 10 years ago or whatever. But I remember people saying that to me, and I was like, you are ridiculous. I am barely staying alive right now. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know how to be a person, let alone find gratitude in anything. But, the funny thing is, once I really did kind of employ some of those like most basic techniques of like gratitude lists, trying to be, just happy and grateful for even the smallest things, that that slow opening of the heart. Oh, it was the thing. It was the thing. I'm still cynical, of course. Still absurd and silly and, whatever. But the gratitude, that's ultimately when I am getting in that funk, that's that thing. It pulls me through. And so it's worth trying. It's not going to hurt to try. It's not unlike subscribing to this channel, which is free. Doing the gratitude stuff, also free. So, anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me, Cancer. It is always such an honor. And if you'd be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free, like I just said. You don't have to pay anything. And we would love for you to be part of the community here. And it is a growing community. If you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. I really, really appreciate the love and support and all of the sharing. In the community section, there is a post over there for if you have a channel, a small business, some kind of service that you would like to share or advertise, please put it on there. I have this little platform here, and I want to support the community here. So, yeah, please go over there, put it up there. If you are interested in looking at other people's things that they have posted, all kinds of amazing, talented people, with all kinds of businesses and channels and content and all kinds of cool stuff. Check some of them out too, support some of them. So, anyways, I love you. I love you so much. And we'll talk in a couple days or a few days or when, soon. And take care of yourself. And thank you, thank you, thank you.